Federal conservatives reverse course on supporting trucker blockades, call for an end to all barricades.
Here's a summary of the article.
The federal conservatives have reversed course and called for the trucker blockades at border crossings to end, as the crisis has grown ever bigger, with a third demonstration in Manitoba joining those in Alberta and Ontario. Before her election as interim leader, Ms. Bergen met with protesters blockading downtown Ottawa last week and called them passionate, patriotic and peaceful. She has since called on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to extend an olive branch to the demonstrators and meet with them. On Thursday, she tabled a motion calling on the federal government to release a plan by the end of February for the lifting of all federal pandemic mandates and restrictions. On Thursday, RCMP in Manitoba said a large number of vehicles and farm equipment were blocking the border crossing in Emerson. Since Monday, protesters have blocked all commercial traffic on the Ambassador Bridge, Canada's most critical trade route to the United States, carrying about a quarter of all trade between the two countries. The blockade is forcing traffic to divert to other bridges, resulting in higher shipping costs, long delays and shortages in goods that are already leading companies to slash shifts. For almost 2 weeks, protesters in Coutts, Alta, have intermittently blockaded the border crossing there, which is critical to Canada's trade in cattle, beef and produce.
This post received a score of 30,000, with an upvote ratio of 86%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Non-pay wall from the CBC. This protest is PPC, burn your levels of stupid, and I think regular Tories understand how mandates, government work. I hope no one gives the protesters the time of day. Note how few people are there and that the funds they raised came from the US, overseas. Trudeau even said this conversation was entirely the point of the last election. He's not going to go against democracy because some yahoos feel like shitting in people's yards.
The Conservative Party is also a bastard child of social conservatives, people who still pretend to be fiscal conservatives, grifters, and wannabe Republicans, which depends on all of those groups lining up to vote for them in order to achieve electoral success. 65% of the Canadian population tends to vote for parties which are not the Conservatives, and the Conservative Party can't achieve electoral success unless the Liberals and NDP vote split in southern Ontario and parts of Quebec. The success of the Conservative Party depends on the NDP and Liberals splitting that 65% without the Conservatives losing much of the other 35%. They're trying to toe the line between, lose the vote of the least informed but most passionate who make up 5–10% of voters but usually vote for us, and become unpalatable to literally everyone else. And they lack the party discipline that they had during the Harper years, which kept that fringe group in check.
Yes, I was being mostly facetious with that statement. If the Alliance and PC hadn't merged back in 2003, Harper wouldn't have done so well. Hopefully we are seeing the PC splinter back into two now. People thinking they are voting for fiscal conservatives and getting social conservatives isn't fair for voters. Having so many parties on the left always make the majority not the Tories. Their single mass is the only thing making them anywhere near a threat.
I know the PCs were a founding component of the CPC, but I think their current form and policy direction disallows the progressive part of the name.
In other words, we are losing profit.
Bingo. This is hitting their bottom line. What shite happen real quick now?
Yep. The car companies are being disrupted. That is big money.
And a lot of pissed off workers.
Yep. Another day or two and you'll start seeing layoffs in plants all over Ontario. And likely several in Detroit area and Ohio, given how tightly integrated together they are and how beholden they are to just-in-time manufacturing models.
Already happening. I was just working at an auto plant in Detroit. I'm Canadian, and the upper management was pissed as all hell regarding the blockades.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.